Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next-level tactics. From off-site and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition.
Welcome back to another episode of the SEO.co podcast. Today we're continuing the series on local SEO, and we're going to go over how to perform a local SEO audit. After Google's Pigeon update, the scope and environment for local SEO has changed dramatically. There are now dozens of new ranking factors stemming from third-party sites and user reviews, which can affect your overall ranking for a local search term. The good news is you don't have to spend as much effort stuffing keywords into your content. But in exchange, you have to rely more on the actions of your customers and audience to fuel your authority. If you want to get a read for the health of your local SEO campaign and find a direction for any changes you'll need to make, it's a good idea to perform a high-level SEO audit. And here's how. Before you start looking at the individual factors that are affecting your authority and rank, you'll want to get a relative measurement of how your campaign is performing. For this, you'll want to look at some of the same metrics you'd use in a national campaign, with extra attention on your user demographics. Starting with organic visits, log into Google Analytics and check out the Acquisition tab, whose overview will show you a breakdown of how many site visitors you had and where those visitors came from. Pay special attention to the organic traffic number. This is the number of people who came to your site from searching for a term. Social traffic is also important, especially if you have an active social media presence as part of your overall campaign. Your organic traffic figure should grow from month to month fairly consistently. If you notice the number is growing stagnant, it could be an indication of something wrong with the campaign. Next up, demographics. While still in Analytics, head over to the Audience section and take a look at the overview. Depending on the operating range of your company and which local markets you're targeting, you can look at the county and territory of your users or the city under the Demographics tab on the left. Analytics will break down your user visits as a total number of visitors and as a percentage of your total traffic. A high percentage of local visitors is generally an indication of a high-quality local optimization campaign. Once you know where you stand with organic visits and demographics, you can look at the individual components of your campaign and analyze how they are influencing the broader numbers. One of the most important elements of a post-Pigeon local optimization campaign is your business's presence on as many third-party and local directory sites as possible. The go-to example is Yelp, an aggregator of local business information and customer reviews, but there are several other sites with a niche focus, such as Urban Spoon and TripAdvisor. Claim your company's account on as many of these platforms as possible. You'll want to do this for two reasons. First, you'll be able to verify your information's consistency across the web, especially your name, address, phone number, and business hours. Second, you'll have more opportunities to cultivate reviews, but we'll get into that more later. Claiming your profile and verifying your information on these sites is usually a one-time process, but you'll want to check back every so often to make sure your information is still up to date. You'll also want to do a quick check to see if there are any new relevant directories that have emerged and claim your account early. Checking your business information is only the first half of the local directory audit. The second part is more intensive and arguably more important for your customer relationships. These sites all share one core feature: the ability for customers to post public reviews. The more high-quality reviews you have, the better. It looks good to the other customers, and even sends an authoritative ranking signal to Google. Take a look at the number of new reviews you've gotten and how positive those reviews are. If you're getting a high number of negative reviews, read them carefully and try to figure out what you can change to encourage more positive reviews. If you aren't getting many reviews at all, you need to do more to encourage your in-person customers to leave feedback. Remember, it's a violation of policy to directly ask for reviews. Instead, simply direct your customers to the review site itself and leave the decision to review up to them. You'll also have the opportunity to reply to reviews. This is a good chance to reinforce positive experiences and make up for any negative ones. Local reviews are more than just surface-level pieces of information that occasional users use as guides to make purchasing decisions. Even users who never explicitly read reviews can be indirectly affected by them. Local reviews inform users of past transactions. The first benefit here is probably the most obvious. Well-written user reviews inform others whether a given transaction was beneficial, neutral, or unfortunate. Consumers who are serious about a buying decision rely on these specific details to help them make a final call. Local reviews affect your search ranks. In fact, local reviews affect your search visibility in more than just one way. Google relies on data from third-party directories and review sites like Yelp and TripAdvisor to form an aggregated judgment of a local business. More reviews and more positive reviews mean you're more likely to rank in local searches. Plus, if you get more reviews on a specific directory, your profile page on that directory will be more likely to rank as well. Local reviews are aggregated to form first impressions. In Google's new Local 3-pack, you'll see that each business's entry is accompanied by an aggregated star rating, drawn from Google reviews specifically. Users who glance at your business and see a star rating may form an instant judgment. Local reviews drive direct traffic to your site. Plenty of users peruse local review sites directly, hoping to discover new businesses or find alternative suppliers. If a review is well written and positive enough, it could attract a decent stream of direct referral traffic to your site. And lastly, local reviews can help you build a better business. Last but certainly not least, local reviews are raw information about how you're doing business. The more reviews you receive, the more information you'll have to improve your company. And that's all we've got for this episode. Join us next time as we continue the series on local SEO as we move into actionable steps to improve local SEO. Thanks again for listening to the SEO.co podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.